A government shutdown could be looming as the U.S. Congress races against a deadline. But what exactly is a shutdown? Why is this happening in 2025? And what will be the real impact for workers, services, and you? Let's break it down. A government shutdown happens when Congress fails to pass appropriations, spending bills, or a continuing resolution by the deadline, here, September 30th. That means federal agencies can't legally spend money for many operations, CRFB 1. Under the law, the Anti-Deficiency Act, non-essential federal functions must halt until funding is restored. PBS 2. Essential services, like national security, law enforcement, or public safety, may continue. But many programs, services, and employees are furloughed or face pay interruption, PBS 2. So why is 2025 especially vulnerable? Here are some key factors. 1. No full-year appropriations passed. All 12 bills for FY 2026 remain unapproved, so Congress is running out of time. 2. Political standoff. Republicans want a clean short-term funding bill. Democrats demand changes to healthcare and restoration of cuts to Medicaid. 3. Layoff preparations. The White House has reportedly directed agencies to prepare for mass layoffs rather than the usual furloughs if funding doesn't return. 4. High-stakes sector impacts. For example, air traffic controller hiring and training would be halted, threatening aviation safety and scheduling. All this makes the 2025 shutdown potentially deeper and more disruptive than past episodes. Who gets affected? And how badly? Here's what's on the line. Federal employees and contractors. Many non-essential staff could be furloughed, lose pay, or face permanent layoffs. Government services. Many operations will pause. Processing of permits, grants, some regulatory work, and non-emergency services. Economy and markets. The stock market could wobble, federal contracts may be delayed, and public confidence shaken. Public and essential safety. Some critical functions, for example border security, national defense, emergency response, may continue, but budget cuts could strain them. Regions and states. Some states, especially those with many federal workers or reliant on federal funding, like Georgia, will feel the effects more deeply. How might this be fixed, or at least mitigated? Options include continuing resolution, CR, a temporary funding extension while negotiations continue, bipartisan compromises, adding or removing policy riders, healthcare, Medicaid, to win votes. Last-minute deal-making, sometimes paths open in the 11th hour, though analysts say the path is narrow this time. Legal or executive intervention, possible but controversial, for example impoundment arguments. Shutdown prevention legislation, for example the Government Shutdown Prevention Act of 2025 was introduced to automatically provide continuing funding if appropriations lapse. If Congress can't agree by midnight September 30, many of the shutdown consequences kick in. A 2025 government shutdown isn't just political theater. It's a real risk with real consequences. Watch how Congress negotiates in the coming hours, because whether you're a federal worker, a business, or an everyday citizen, you could feel the impact. If you found this explainer helpful, share and subscribe to stay updated. And drop a comment. Would a shutdown affect your state or your job?